Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. I'm Wayne, also known as ThePlantaholic, and I thought I'd give an update on my exotic garden here on the Isle of Wight in the UK. It's also the longest day of the year, so I thought it would be a great time to explore the garden, and I think you'll be really amazed with the exotic plants that I'm growing outside here in the UK. So if I start off in the front of my garden here, you'll see the huge Echium pinninana, which is really tall and smothered with bees at the moment. So that's several metres tall now in the forget-me-not family, and that's a biennial. The agave attenuata and the Strelitzia regina, or bird of paradise, is about to bloom. Got a gorgeous polygala there, the pea-like flowers. And all of these have survived the winter outside. Now look at these stunning Lampranthus. This one I think is Tresco Brilliant, with orange gazanias and also yellow ones. So all of these are from South Africa in the wild, and you can see what a stunning display they make on a very hot wall with excellent drainage, lots of gravel in there. Against the west facing wall, so very sheltered. Another Lampranthus there, and a little Delosperma. Also a lotus here that's survived the winter outside. A little Aptenia cordifolia and Erigeron sea breeze. So this bougainvillea has been recently added to my collection at the front of the garden, so it hasn't overwintered as yet, but this Tibushina has, along with Brunsfelsia, which changes colour. This is yesterday, today and tomorrow. The flowers open purple, fade to lilac, and then change to this white colour. So you can have up to 3 colours on the same plant at once, and this is highly scented. On the mainland it's grown as a glasshouse plant, like a lot of these plants here, as a big shrub, and I'm hoping to grow this as a decent sized shrub in the future here. This umbrella plant is absolutely huge, and that again has overwintered outside. You can see it's touching the bottom window ledge of the kitchen window. So that's Schefflera arboricola. So that's again is normally grown as a house plant. It's a great evergreen for frost-free climates such as here. So we've got a fantastic bromeliad in flower. This is Echmea recurvata. I think this one's Macrantha, with large red bracts with blue flowers. And we've got a geranium which is about to flower, or pelargonium I should say, which is about to flower soon. Got an air plant here. This is Tillandsia bergeri, and it has been flowering, but it's just recently closed. No, the sun has just gone in behind some clouds. And this is Jasminum polyanthum, which I bought in the spring, and I'm hoping to train that near the front door for lots of scent for the springtime. Recently got a lantana. I don't expect this to survive the winters even here outside against the wall, but I'll probably take some cuttings to overwinter inside. You can see the gorgeous coloration, the red, pink and orange and yellow in the same plant, which is stunning, very heat and drought tolerant. I've got a Plumbago capensis which has blue flowers, and I've just noticed that it is starting to produce some flower buds there. Just on the tips, I can't quite focus on the ends there. Pelargonium here has overwintered outside. You can see it's full of bloom at the moment. and my bougainvillea definitely did overwinter. It defoliated completely, and it's been growing shoots for several weeks now, but something kept on chewing off the buds, unfortunately. But with the recent heat we've been having, it's really pushing out quite quickly, so I'm hopeful that we might get some flowers right at the end of the very summer, perhaps early autumn. But you can see it is shooting in several places, which is absolutely amazing. I'm sure you'll agree that, you know, it's amazing what plants are growing outside here in the UK today. This is obviously a very sheltered spot with no frost. That there is Solandra maxima, and again that defoliated and survived the winter, as did the mandevilla here, and there's some flower buds coming on there. That has deep rose pink flowers later on in the summertime. On the other side we've got Agapanthus lilliput, just starting to produce the flower buds, and Campsis Madame Galene, so that should flower very shortly. Felicia amyloides, that did survive the winter outside too. I must deadhead all those seed heads though to encourage more flowering, and got an Agapanthus there too. So there's the Strelitzia, or bird of paradise. So the flower buds are starting to develop quite well now. And I've got a grape which I need to plant out. It's getting late now, but must train that up against the wall. So we'll head on now into the back garden. Okay, so I'll just do an overview of what's in my small back garden, and if you compare it to my last video but one, you'll see how much growth has appeared since then. So obviously I've got a lot of bananas growing in my garden. Before I show you those, I'll just point out a few plants here. So the tall one is a choice hardy shrub with exotic appearance called Brasiliopsis mitis, and you can see the lovely shape of that leaf there. Looks like it's been cut out, a bit like one of the old Christmas decorations of the past. And you can see the undersides, and it's got very thorny stem, and this is actually in the ivy family. You can see those thorns there are to help protect the plant, especially from predators. Absolutely incredible. So we've got some various foliage plants here. So I've got this Pleobodium fern here, or Polypodium as it used to be, and that's Aurea. I've got Gardenia there with flowers just start to appear. Got Bilbergia nutans there as well, and a houseplant survived outside and started to grow quite late. That's Begonia Masoniana, and you can see the lovely vivid pink leaflets just developing there. That's Certanthus with a fantastic pink foliage, and a Vresia which I put outside in sort of April, May time I think it was. Beautiful Persicaria there, and various palms. That's Cordyline indivisa. And then these houseplants I put outside just for the summertime, so the Bilbergia, that's the type of bromeliad, and these Cordyline fruticosa too. I must pop those on so that I can get quite sizable plants. Something that I don't need to move inside for the winter is this hardy shrub, Pittosporum counterpart dwarf. and also this cordyline Charlie boy. It's getting quite big now actually. Got this Musella lasiocarpa, or the lotus banana. Getting quite sizable. Look at this. Does anybody know what that is? It's actually a hardy perennial from North America, but it's quite a scarce plant in the UK at the moment. That's Spigelia marylandica. So Spigelia marylandica, absolutely stunning plant, completely hardy. It's got like a firecracker effect, and of course in the Americas it'll be pollinated by hummingbirds. Hedychium gardnerianum and Persicaria red dragon, which is completely hardy. Now what isn't hardy at all are a lot of my bananas, so do look at my my last video and the one before. But yeah, my last video shows you how I grow my bananas here, so do look out for that, and how I fertilise them. So this is the tender Ensete Heniba, which I got from Yorkshire Chris a few years back, and that actually survived the winter outside against a safe facing wall here, so I'm absolutely delighted, and in time that will tower above my fence. Gorgeous red midrib on the leaf, and then the gorgeous white bloom on the new leaflet just coming up in the centre. Absolutely stunning. You can see the chunk is getting quite big on that already. I've got a recently got a Colocasia white lava, which I've recently planted. That should have some stunning foliage like that soon. And I'm delighted to say that one of my bananas that I thought I had lost in the winter, one of the few that I did think I'd killed, was the Musa sycamensis cross Musa paradisiaca, which I grew from seed way back in 2019, in March 2019, and obviously the main trunk was cut back by the cold weather in the winter, but as you can see it's regrown from the base, which is amazing. One plant that's looking absolutely stunning now is my Cycas revoluta, or cycad, and this grows a rosette of leaves only once every 2 years, and you can see I've got a new flush just coming now. So this is my first flush of leaves since moving to the Isle of Wight. This in Birmingham, when I used to live, I used to have to bring it inside for the winter time in my conservatory for the winter, but now that survived the winter here in a sheltered spot on the Isle of Wight, and you can see it's got a shuttlecock effect where all the leaves, the new leaves, emerge all at once, and then all these older leaves will go yellow or brown later, and I can cut those off in time, and the new leaves will take over. Absolutely stunning. So if it's grown in a pot, it's important never to move them when they're in growth like this, because the leaves will actually twist round in a corkscrew and you'll ruin the shape of the plant. It's almost as if the plant actually remembers its previous location, which is really, really strange. Don't know how it does that, but obviously this one has been planted permanently, so obviously I won't move it. Yeah, really, really pleased with that. So I've got a Formium here, which is coming to flower. So the flowers are much loved by bees. Absolutely stunning. And then cordyline Torbay Dazzler. Now another banana which has done amazingly well, which has really surprised me, is this gorgeous Musa Thompsonii, or certainly that's what I bought it as. It's supposed to have more of a grey trunk. So if anyone out there think it isn't Musa Thompsonii, do let me know. But whatever it is, if it isn't Thompsonii, it's doing extremely well. So the gorgeous new red growths and undersides. And then this cord line here as well has done really well. Spider plant that I left outside for the winter has come back, and with regular feeding will soon make up. Also this Xanthosoma sagitifolium, which is tender, again overwintered outside here. One of the elephant's ears, beautiful thing. A hardy colocasia here, Goangalensis. It's come back no problem at all. And then I've just recently bought a Colocasia pink china, which is a hardy type of elephant's ear. And you can see there the pink stems, which is beautiful too. Another cordyline, and then another Colocasia or elephant's ears, which is overwintered outside here. It's harder than people think. This is Fontanesii. Lovely foliage there, absolutely beautiful. You can see the new leaves coming up, black stems, and they squeak when they rub past each other a little bit. Another houseplant which is harder than people think is this Tradescantia pallida purple heart. Absolutely stunning plant, gorgeous coloration, very underrated, and it can get cut back by frost on the mainland and it grows back, and here it just dies down in a frost-free climate to the bottom and then comes back again. Got my Alocasia Adora here, which is struggled a bit, but it's now coming back with the recent heat. It's doing really well now. That's like an upright form of Colocasia, but this one's Alocasia, and that's a Fascicularia Pitcarnifolia bromeliad, which is quite hardy. I recently planted some red gladiolus bulbs. This one's called Bonfire, and that should flower from next month onwards. Get a lot taller than this and be brilliant red. So onto another banana now, which I grew from seed some time ago, and this is Musa arunchalensis. It's doing really well. Gorgeous coloration again with this striped pattern on the foliage, red undersides, and then get a decent chunk on the bottom and also new shoots. So again, do look at my last video to see how I feed my bananas. I've got a Phacrea there, which is a cousin of agave, which will send up a flower spike with plantlets on the flower spike, which you can propagate with, and a Sabal minor palm. This here is a daylily, Hemerocalis, which is hardy, but it's gorgeous coloration, and this one's called, is it Summer Wine or Pink Damask? This one is Summer Wine. Gorgeous deep pink colour there. Now look at this for a banana, Musa Helen's hybrid, absolutely huge, much taller than me now, the tallest foliage. Tallest foliage has got to be easily 2.5 meters tall now. So I'm hoping if that doesn't fruit at the end of this year, it would definitely fruit next year, and that should have edible fruit, which I'll be really excited to try if it does. and again a slight flush under the leaf. So those leaves now are, oh crikey, 60 centimetres almost across and about 1.2 metres in length, and as time goes by they'll just get bigger, of course. So that's the Curculigo crassipes, which is quite hardy. It can take frost and snow actually, something that we don't get here on the island very often, if at all. And you can see the yellow flowers right at the base just starting to appear there. See a little runner there as well. Lovely pleated foliage. And another amazing plant which survived last winter here outside is this Enseti or Enset Montbelliardii. Look at the coloration of that. It's purple, it's red, it's got a white bloom on it like on a bunch of grapes. Red midrib, absolutely stunning. And that will get huge in time. Can't believe that survived the winter here. Absolutely amazing. And again, that's taller than me. That's just over 2 meters tall. Got a Hemerocallis there. That's Alabama Sunset. Has red and orange flowers. This is a Canna Jageriana. I don't normally have much slug damage, but they're absolutely decimating this one. I must put down some organic pellets perhaps for that, something I don't normally do, but I will for this one. That's Hemerocallis pink damask, and then a Canna Tropicana which I've just planted today, hence why it's so small. And then my Neogelia survived the winter here, as well as the Fascicularia bicolor. So I'm sure you're amazed of what I can grow here outside on the Isle of Wight in the UK. If you like what you saw, please do subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers, bye.